Okay, welcome to the April 21st Water Commissioners meeting. Please note that in accordance with the emergency orders announced by Governor Charlie Baker to protect public health during the COVID-19 outbreak, the April 21st Select Board meeting will not be, Water Commissioners meeting or Select Board meeting will not be open to the public for physical attendance, and the Select Board members are calling in via telephone and Zoom Live. The meeting is being live streamed and cable broadcast by the Easton Community Access Television, Comcast 98, Verizon 23, and on ECAT's website, www.eastoncat.org. I'd like to ask each Select Board member to state their name to ensure we have a quorum, and then Connor will take it from there.
Greg Barger.
Tom Broussard.
Charles King.
Mark Lamb.
And this is Dottie Fulgenetti. So thank you so much. The first item that we have on the Water Commissioner's schedule is the vote to declare a state of water supply conservation phase 2 on May 1st through through November 1st, 2020. And Director of Public Works, David Field, and the Water Division Operations Manager, Richard Tierney, will tell us a little bit more about that.
Thank you. Good evening, Dave Field, Director of Public Works. I'm going to let Rich Tierney, the Water Operations Manager, go through what we're looking for. Rich?
Hi, Dave. This is Mike Blanchard. It looks like Rich dropped off. I don't see him on the call.
Okay, no problem. I can take it then. Each year we come to you for a water restriction. We're required to do this as part of our Water Management Act permit. We recently got a new Water Management Act permit from the DEP issued. So this is the first year under the new permit. So the conditions of the permit don't quite match with our bylaw. So what we're asking for is the board to declare a phase 2 state of water supply conservation beginning May 1st, 2020 through November 1st, 2020, and to further authorize the Water Division to increase the restrictions to phase 3 if we're triggered by stream flow of the Taunton River as specified in our permit. So normally we start with a phase 2. If we wanted to go phase 3 in previous years, we would come before the board and ask you to declare that. But now with our stream flow trigger, once we get to 47 cubic feet per second in the Taunton River at a certain gauging station, we're required to immediately enact phase 3. So we just ask that for the time being, you authorize us to start with phase 2 and give us the permission to go to phase 3 if triggered.
Okay. Any questions?
David, it's Craig Barger. How do we get notified of that trigger? Do we have automatic access to it, or is it somebody provide us with the information?
Yes, well, we have to monitor that. There's a USGS gauging station. The information is available online. So we would monitor that on a daily basis. And once we fall down below that 47, we would have to enact the phase 3 until we have several days above that where we could come out of those phase 3 restrictions.
One other question. What's the process for us to notify ratepayers about the restrictions now?
So we generally just advertise this on our website and just make it known throughout the town, basically town crier, things like that. We would do the same procedure we use every year to talk about our water restrictions. And again, we would do the same thing if we got triggered under the stream flow trigger. I should also note too that I believe, I don't have the exact number on this, I was hoping Rich would have it, but looking back over the last 5 years, I think this might have been triggered once. So I don't think it's likely to get triggered, but I just want to have that ability to go to that phase 3 if needed.
Thank you.
David, this is Chuck King. I'm just following up with something I'm reading. It says that a phase 3 allows only 1 day a week watering and morning watering only. Is that correct? That's
correct. Down from the 2 days to the 1 day. And we have a graphic. I know, Connor, is that something you can throw up there? The graphic that we have prepared?
I don't have it loaded on this laptop, Dave.
Okay, that's all right. No problem.
Well,
But
that's
yes,
fine. Yeah, it was very readable. I just wanted to make sure I was understanding that correctly.
yeah, that's the main difference in the phase 2 to phase 3 is 2 days a week to 1 day a week. Our bylaws don't necessarily mesh with the new permit per se. I think we can actually relax some of our restrictions a little bit as far as hours of watering. So we'll go to, in the fall, we'll recommend probably making an adjustment to our bylaw to mirror what's in the new Water Management Act permit. But for now, we can get by with the conditions as we have them.
All right, and the restrictions would be for the intent of just getting back to the 47 cubic feet per second.
Yeah, until
landmark.
we get back to the 47 cubic feet per second. That's correct.
Right, thank you.
And if somebody is watering on the wrong day, they usually get a warning. We try to educate people before we move into anything else. So I know firsthand, we got a warning before. We had sprinklers set up on the wrong day. But since then, we haven't used sprinklers actually, and the lawn seems to have grown in better from that. So I think this is a good opportunity for people to take a look at how they use their water, not just with irrigation management, but also changing shower heads. And there's a lot of little ways that we can all contribute to water conservation that will really help us in the long run. If there's no more questions, I would entertain a motion and a second to declare a state of water supply conservation phase 2 from May 1st, 2020 through November 1st, 2020.
Do we also, Dottie, want to further authorize the Water Division to increase the restrictions to phase 3 if triggered by stream flow from Taunton River as specified in the Waste Management Act?
Do we
Or
need
is
to
that
do that
separate?
as part of the motion, Connor, or?
Yes, you would need
So
to.
you want me to read the whole motion then? Or Tom, you want to read the whole motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion to declare phase 2 state of water supply conservation from May 1st, 2020 to November 1st, 2020, and further authorize the Water Division to increase the restrictions to phase 3 if triggered by stream flow of the Taunton River as specified in our Waste Management Act permit, Water Management Act permit.
Craig Barger, second.
All in favor? Roll call
Roll
vote.
call.
Tom Broussard, aye.
Craig Barger, yes.
Chuck King, yes?
Mark Lamb, yes.
And Dottie Fulgenetti, yes. So that's unanimous. We also have meeting minutes, general minutes dated January 27th, 2020. If someone would like to make a motion and a second, and also a roll call vote on that.
Make a motion to approve, Chuck King?
Craig Barger, second.
All in favor, a roll call starting with you, Craig.
Craig Barger, yes.
Tom Broussard, yes.
Charles King, yes?
Mark Lamb, yes.
And Dottie Fulgenetti, yes. Okay, if there's nothing else that I've missed on this, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
Craig
So moved.
Barger, motion to adjourn.
Second, Tom
Second.
Broussard.
All in favor?
Roll call.
Yes.
Craig Barger, yes.
Tom Broussard, yes.
Chuck King, yes?
Mark Lamb, yes.
And Dottie Fulgenetti, yes.